History is filled with tales of intrigue, but few are as perplexing as that of Kaspar Hauser, the so-called child of Europe. His story begins with an unexpected appearance in 1828 and ends with his mysterious death just 5 years later. Who was Kaspar Hauser? Was he a lost prince, an innocent victim of unimaginable cruelty, or a cunning impostor? Despite centuries of investigation, his life and death remain one of history's most enduring enigmas. On a quiet day in Nuremberg, Germany, May 26, 1828, a young boy, around 16 years old, appeared out of nowhere. He was disheveled, barely able to walk, and clutched a letter addressed to a local cavalry officer. The boy could utter only a few words, but those words sparked a mystery that would grip Europe for decades. His name was Kaspar Hauser, and his story is one of the most enigmatic in history. Was he a royal heir, a victim of unimaginable cruelty, or a clever impostor? To this day, no one knows for sure. Kaspar's arrival was as strange as his demeanor. He could barely communicate and seemed completely ignorant of the world. When questioned, he offered only fragmented answers. The letter he carried claimed he had been left in the care of a laborer who had taught him to read, write, and say his prayers. The letter also stated that Kaspar wished to join the cavalry like his late father. However, his behavior and limited speech contradicted these claims. Over time, he managed to explain that he had spent most of his life locked in a small, dark room, with no human contact except for a figure who brought him food and water. The public and authorities were captivated. Who was this boy? Why had he been confined? Speculation ran wild. Some believed Kaspar was a feral child, raised without human interaction. Others claimed he was the rightful heir to the House of Baden, switched at birth to prevent his inheritance. According to this theory, Kaspar was the lost son of Grand Duchess Stephanie de Beauharnais, making his imprisonment a political conspiracy. While the mystery of his origins lingered, Kaspar was placed under the care of local authorities. Eventually, he was taken in by George Friedrich Daumer, a philosopher and educator, who began teaching him to read, write, and adapt to society. Under Daumer's care, Kaspar showed remarkable progress, but his peculiarities persisted. He displayed an almost childlike innocence, an aversion to certain foods, and a fascination with everyday objects, as if experiencing the world for the first time. As Kaspar's story spread, he became a sensation across Europe. Poets, scholars, and even royalty took an interest in him. Some saw him as a symbol of human resilience, a living proof of humanity's innate capacity for learning and growth. However, his fame also brought scrutiny. Skeptics began to question his story, noting inconsistencies in his accounts. Was he truly the victim of a cruel imprisonment, or was he fabricating the tale for attention? In October 1829, Kaspar's life took a darker turn. He claimed he was attacked by a hooded man while alone at home. The assailant allegedly struck him on the forehead and fled. Kaspar survived, but the incident raised more questions than answers. Was someone trying to silence him to keep a political secret hidden? Or had Kaspar staged the attack to maintain his enigmatic allure? Investigators found no definitive evidence to support either theory. For years later, tragedy struck. On December 14, 1833, Kaspar stumbled home from a garden in Ansbach, bleeding from a stab wound to his chest. He claimed he had been lured there by a stranger who promised to reveal the truth about his origins. A small dagger and a cryptic note were found at the scene. The note, written in reverse script, read, "Hauser will be able to tell you exactly how I look and from where I am. To save Hauser the effort, I will tell you myself where I come from. I am from the Bavarian border, on the river." The note provided no clear answers, and Kaspar died 3 days later from his injuries. His death only deepened the mystery. Some believed it was a final, desperate attempt to protect a royal secret. Others accused Kaspar of self-inflicting the wound, possibly to reignite interest in his story. The cryptic note, like so much else in Kaspar's life, seemed designed to perplex rather than explain. In the years following his death, scientific and historical investigations sought to uncover the truth about Kaspar Hauser. Modern DNA analysis has largely debunked the theory that he was connected to the Baden royal family, but it hasn't resolved the central mystery of who Kaspar was and why he lived the way he did. Skeptics argue he was a clever imposter, fabricating his story to gain sympathy and fame. Supporters, however, point to his limited knowledge, childlike behavior, and genuine fear as evidence of a traumatic past. Kaspar's story didn't end with his death. He became a cultural icon, inspiring books, plays, and films. He was dubbed the Child of Europe, a symbol of innocence lost and the resilience of the human spirit. His tombstone in Ansbach bears an inscription that reads, "Here lies Kaspar Hauser, enigma of his time." His birth was unknown, his death mysterious. The story of Kaspar Hauser continues to fascinate because it defies easy answers. Was he a prince or a pauper? A victim or a con artist? His life and death remain one of history's most enduring enigmas, a reminder of how much we may never truly know about the past. What do you think happened to Kaspar Hauser? Was he an innocent victim of a sinister plot, or a skilled manipulator who fooled an entire continent? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this journey into history's shadows. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more stories that will intrigue and inspire. See you next time.